Hi dear students, welcome back to A with Python series, and here is of course the most awaiting moment because we're going to start learning Python. We'll be starting our first program. Okay, so in our previous session we have learned the basics or the fundamentals of Python, which includes the brief history of Python, then features of Python and advantages of Python. And the father of Python is Gerdo van Rossum in the year 1991. Then from the language ABC it derived from, then the name from world famous BBC comedy show series Monty Python's Flying Circus. Then features of Python and advantages of Python makes Python the most commonly used, the most widely accepted programming languages, right? Yes. Then advantages like or features like Python is easy, Python is simple, Python is flexible, and of course when we come to high end we can say Python is a high level programming language, right? And it's an object oriented programming language, it's an interpreted language, it has a simple syntax, English like syntax, right? Yes. So these are some of the features that make Python the most commonly used language, right? And of course the support of huge standard library such as VOST library, right? So means most of the things are already defined. So as a programmer we just have to make use of those things which are already defined. So the development time can be drastically reduced, right? Yes, that's advantage. Okay, so we have very limited work to do, right? Yes, that's easy. Okay, yes. So here today we are going to start learning Python, getting started with Python. That's the topic. Okay, then our main focus will be on fundamentals. That includes data type, flow control functions, then file handling and object, okay, and class. Then starting with ideally, there are different modes we can work with ideally, and of course our first program, okay, and we will be seeing some programs today. And of course let's start with the fundamentals. The first topic, fundamentals. You know what actually Python is? Python is a computer programming language. So it's like a natural language, right? It's like a natural language, and we follow the same procedure as we do in natural language, like starting with alphabets, both uppercase and lowercase, then constructing words, learning words, right? Yes. Then sentence, constructing sentence, then paragraph, then essay. Here also we are going somewhat same. We know English already, right? So it will be easy for us. We don't have to learn ABCD again or constructing a word again, right? Yes. So things are already defined. We just have to know what is the purpose of taking those words to our program. Hope you understood what I'm telling, right? Yes. So these are some of the things that Python needs, right? These are some of the fundamentals, okay, in programming. And we have already seen data types, right? Data type means type of data a variable may hold in a programming language. Okay, data type simply means type of data, and we have to deal with different types of data, or we have to work with different types of data, right? For example, your roll number is of what type? Integer type, right? Numeric data, number. But your name is of character type, right? Atul, character, it's a group of characters, it's a string type, right? Then your percentage, 99.5, it's a decimal value, right? It's a floating point value or is a decimal value. So these are some of the different types of data we have to work with. When you take any entity, you want to computerize, automate it, you have to deal with different types of data. So data type tells us what type of data or which type of data we have to use in programming, right? Yes. So numbers, strings, lists, dictionaries are some of the data types. For the time being, you just understand all these terminologies, okay? We are not going to explain all these in detail in today's class, but in the coming classes we'll be explaining everything, right? Each and every terminologies, right? Okay, yeah. So these are some of the data types, and of course we have seen numbers and strings in the previous session, but list and dictionary, these are somewhat new to you, right? So just understand or just get an idea about list and dictionary, the terminology, okay, minimum the terminology, that's it. Okay, yeah. Next one is flow control. Flow control means normally the flow of a program is like sequential, that means linear, one by one. For a very simple example, okay, when you look at this board, from where do you start reading? Of course from fundamentals, right? It goes like this, right? This is a flow. That is what sequential is, one by one. So that's a normal way of execution. That's a normal way of execution performed by Python ideally. Okay, yeah. So that's what sequential is. And in addition to sequential, sometimes we have to switch. We have to move from this point to this point, right? We have to jump from this point to this point or this point to this point. It is also possible. It is also possible in any programming language. So using flow control, we can control the flow. We can control the flow of execution. Hope you understood it, right? Yes. So normally we do read like this, and this is what sequential is, right? And sometimes you want to jump from flow control to starting with ideally, then starting with ideally to case sensitive, again back to this. That's what flow control is. We can control the flow of execution of program. Okay, you know what execution is, right? The process of getting the result. The process of getting the result is what execution is. Okay, or run is run. So these are some of the control structures or flow control structures: if, else, for, while, then continue. We have lot more keywords used in flow control. Okay, so if, else, for, while, and continue are some of the flow control statements or keywords. We can call these as keywords. Okay, yeah. Then functions, another very important component in Python programming or in every programming language. Okay, it is functions. You know what a function is? In real time we can say our class, live class is a function, right? Live class is a function, your assembly is a function, then your class annual day is a function, school annual day is another function, sports day, arts day, all these are functions. And what is a function? In a function we can see set of things, right? Set of things which are defined in a function, and we have to follow all those steps one by one, right? That's what actually function is. Okay, set of instructions to perform a task. That's what a function is. So you know, these are some of the components in functions. Definition, that means function definition, function call, and return. Okay, so for the time being, you just get to know only the terminologies. That's it. Okay, definition, call, and return. Return is a keyword. Okay, yes, that means we have to define the function first. After that we have to call the function, and finally we have, okay, the function can return something. Okay, anyway, we will be explaining each and every point in detail in the coming classes. Okay, yeah. Then file handling, another very important component. We can read, write. Okay, we can perform read operation, write operation. File handling means we can store the result of our Python program somewhere in another file. Okay, you can save the result of a program in a file. That's what file handling is. Okay, and the basic operations are read and write. Then objects and class, it's a higher entity. Variables, functions, okay, comes under objects and class. So these are some of the components or fundamentals of basics in Python programming, and all these play a very important role in programming. Okay, if you want to become a good programmer, you need a thorough understanding of all these terminologies and all the working and every aspect of this stuff. Hope you get it, right? Yes. So data types, flow control, functions, file handling, and objects and class, or we can call classes and objects. Okay, yeah. So hope you understood, right? Yes, data types, or okay, we have already seen some of the terminologies, and there is something very new to you, right? Like flow control, functions, file handling, and objects and class. Okay, so next is starting with ideally. Okay, so first of all, you know, we are going to work with Python, right? Python is a computer programming language, and we are instructing the computer to do something, right, using programming languages. For example, if you want to add two numbers, you have to give instruction to the machine that we want to add, I want to add two numbers, and you have to provide both the numbers. For example, 2 plus 3 or 5 plus 3, whatever it is. Okay, so for that we need a platform, right? For that we need a platform. Can you type the Python code in a text file? That means in Notepad or in WordPad or in MS Word? No, it's not possible. Okay, we have some special software which is used for coding or for Python coding. Okay, that is what Python ideally is. You know, we cannot type our program in MS Word or in WordPad or Notepad or even, okay, like in Photoshop or in Paint or in any software, right? And there are some softwares specifically designed for coding. Okay, and here we are making use of Python ideally. So what is ideally? Ideally stands for Integrated Development Learning Environment. Okay, Integrated Development Learning Environment, and from the very term itself you can understand one thing. What is that? It's a learning platform, right? It is a learning platform, very much beneficial to you because it's designed as a learning platform, right? Yes. Okay, So ideally stands for integrated development learning environment, and ideal is a platform, or okay, there are differences between ideal and platform, but even then we can say ideal is the base or the platform on which we are typing our code, source code, okay, or Python program. Python program is a source code, okay, yeah. Then from where can you download it? Of course you have to install it, right? Python ideally you have to install it. You can Google, or you can directly go to watch https then www.python.org, then downloads. From this URL you will get different versions of Python, okay. You can go for downloading the latest one, okay, or you can at least you have to download 3.6.5, okay. Yeah, there are versions available more than that, okay. So you can directly go to this URL and get some version of Python. At least you must have 3.6.5, that is Python version 3.6.5, okay. Yes, that's a minimum requirement for us because we are working with 3.6.5. Hope you get it, right? Yes. So this way you can download it and you can install it in your machine, okay. Is it okay for you? Yeah. Then there are two modes supported by ideally. That means using two modes you can work with your Python program, okay. One is interactive mode, another term is shell mode, okay. Interactive mode or shell mode, that means you can see 3 greater than symbols. You can see this, right? 3 greater than symbols, and the name of that symbols is together is command prompt, or you can simply call it as prompt, okay. Command prompt or prompt. So here after this 3 greater than symbols you can type your command, or okay, Python statement or code, whatever it is, yeah. So that's the first mode, interactive mode or shell mode, okay. Interactive mode or shell mode, you can easily remember it, right? Shelly, okay, Shelly, Shelly, okay. Shell mode or interactive mode, using command prompt we can type, but the specialty is we can type only one command here in interactive mode. That means after okay typing one command you have to press enter. That means that is the process of execution. You will get the result of that, right? Simply we can say what? You can type only one statement herein or using interactive or shell mode. But we have to work with lengthy programs, right? If you want to develop calculator, you have to include addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, at least 4 operations, right? So at the time you left number of statements, it will be getting lengthy. So at the time you cannot use interactive mode or shell mode. You have to use editor mode or script mode, used for lengthy programs. Hope you understood the difference, right? Using interactive mode or shell mode, we can type only one line, okay, only one statement. Soon after typing and pressing enter, that will be executed, okay, that statement will be executed. But if you want to develop big programs like lengthy programs, you have to make use of editor. That is the second mode, okay, editor mode or script mode. You know what actually script is, right? Having what lengthy content, that's what script is, right? Yeah. So for lengthy programs, okay. So these are the two modes supported by Python ideally, interactive mode or what shell mode, Shelly, okay, command prompt, and second is script mode or what editor mode, okay, for developing lengthy programs. So these are the basic idea about how to do or where to do Python program, right? So if you want to work with Python, you need a software, that is what Python ideal is. You can go to python.org, then there in downloads you can download any version of Python and you have to install it. And okay, all these versions support two modes to work with your program. One is interactive or shell mode, command prompt, only one line, and second is editor mode or script mode, multiple lines for lengthy programs, right? Yes. So the most awaiting, our first program, okay, we are going to type or we are going to do a first program, and here it is. Which mode we are working with? You can see this, right? 3 greater than symbols. What is that? Command prompt or prompt. And which mode is this? Of course, interactive mode, right? Interactive mode or shell mode. How many lines can be typed and executed? Only one line at a time, okay? Only one line at a time. And you can see, yeah, 3 greater than symbols, command prompt. Then in double quotes, I hope you can see this, right? Yeah. In double quotes, we have written what? Hello world, okay? Hello world is enclosed in double quotes, okay? We have to enclose the word or the string. We can call it a string as well, okay? Or words, okay? Hello world in double quotes, and you can see the result, hello world in single quotes, right? Here it is command prompt. You can type your command hello world in double quotes. What will be the result? Hello world in single quotes. How do you get the result? Okay, it will be displayed, of course, by automatically it will be displayed, and you will type hello world in double quotes. You will press enter. Okay, you will press enter key, and here you get the result, hello world in single quotes. Okay, so this is the first method of doing the program using command prompt. We have another method, okay, using print function. Print function, you know, print is a keyword. Okay, it's a normal word in English, right? Print is a word, commonly used word, right? So print is a word, here it is a function. Then you can see in parenthesis, normally we call it as bracket, right? Here it's not, okay, it's not bracket anymore. Yeah, it is parenthesis. Parenthesis, okay. In parenthesis we have enclosed hello world in double quotes. You can see the difference, right? Here hello world is written directly, and we get the result in single quotes. Here what how we are doing is print in what parenthesis we are writing hello world, and in double quotes, of course, and here it prints hello world. Can you see the quotes? No. Okay, so at the time of printing or displaying, actually what we are doing is displaying, right? Displaying something, displaying some text. So at the time of printing or using it directly, we will have single quotes. But if you perform it, if you want to display it using print function, there will not be any quotes in the output, but in the input, of course, we need. Okay, it's a syntax, it's a grammar, okay, grammar of this language. Then another one, you can have anything in quotes, right? Yes. So print welcome to Python in double quotes, and in parenthesis it prints welcome to Python. Can you see quotes? No quotes. Why? Because it is using print function, right? Print is a function in Python used to print something. Do you get me? Print is a function in Python, or we can call it as a method as well. For the time being, you just understand, it's a function. Okay, Python is a what? Print is a function in Python used to display something. Okay, yeah. So we have used print function to print two messages, hello world and welcome to Python, using what? Which mode? Which mode we have been working with? It is interactive mode, right? Or shell mode. Okay, hope you understood this, right? Okay, so yeah. First, directly we have written hello world in quotes, but the result we will have quotes, but using print function there will not be any quotes. Okay, yeah. Then our last topic, case sensitive. What is case? What is case? It is which case? Uppercase and lowercase, right? Uppercase and lowercase. Yes. So Python is case sensitive. What is the meaning of case sensitive? Uppercase and lowercase are not same. They are different. Okay. I'll show you an example. Here print hello world. Can you see any difference between this print and this print? Yes, of course. This print all in lowercase, right? All in lowercase, but this print P is in capital letter. We cannot write like this. Okay. All keywords must be in lowercase. Okay, or small case, lowercase. Here print is in lowercase, but here P is in capital letter. Okay, that means it's an error. We cannot write it in capital letter. Okay, so it shows an error. Name print is not defined. That will be the error showing. Okay, name print is not defined because P is in caps. That is what case sensitive is. Okay, so Python is a case sensitive language. That means uppercase and lowercase are distinct. Okay, different. Hope you understood, right? So here it is. So let's have a quick recap of the topics we have discussed so far. Fundamentals. In fundamentals, we have seen different components of Python that are very much needed in good programming, right? Yes. So data types, numbers, strings, lists and dictionaries, flow control, if, else, for, while, continue. You know what flow control is used for, right? Controlling the flow of execution. Normal flow is sequential or linear. That means one by one. Functions, okay, and definition, call, return are some of the aspects or terminologies. And file handling, read and write operations, and finally objects and class, variables and functions are used. Okay, then we have started with ideally integrated development learning environment. That's a platform, right? Yes. Then you can directly go to this URL python.org, then downloads. You can go and directly download it, okay, and install the software. Then there are two modes supported by Python ideally: interactive mode or shell mode, command prompt, only one text at a time. After pressing, you can have the result, you will get the result, then you can print the next, right? Yes. Then if you want to develop big programs, lengthy programs, you have to work with editor mode or script mode, right? Yes. Then our first program, we have displayed here what we have done is displaying a message, right? And in the first case we have displayed a message simply given in what? Double quotes. The result will be in single quotes. But we have another method. This is a standard method, okay, using print function. That is a standard method. And print, what is the meaning of print? Display. So print is a function, that is why we have parenthesis, okay. And if you want to display something, it must be in quotes, otherwise it's an error, okay. If you want to display something, it must be in quotes, double quotes, okay. Yeah, print hello world will be printed. Another one, welcome to Python, that will also be printed. But here something is missing, what? Quotes. That will be here only in the case when we print text without print function, right? Yeah. And finally, case sensitive, uppercase and lowercase are distinct. Here P is in caps, so it's an error. Print is not defined, right? Yes. So hope you understood every topic, right? Yes, it's interesting because we don't have too much complex syntax or something here in Python. Okay, it's simple, it's effective, it's flexible. Of course, we'll be seeing that. Okay, we'll be seeing all these flexibilities in the coming sessions. Okay, yeah. So you can start developing programs of your own. Okay, yes, because we have learned 1, 2, 3, 4 statements. Okay, with these 4 statements you can create your own statements, right? Yeah. So just go through all these topics again and again and have an understanding, have a thorough understanding. Okay, we'll be having more programs, lengthy programs in the coming classes. Okay, so hope you understood all the topics. Yeah, so this is all for the time being. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. See you in the next video. Take care.